Hi, this is Luke Voulgarakis from LV Life and welcome to your quick tarot for week commencing the 20th of January 2025. As always, we're going to start with 3 cards for your general energies, and then I'm going to go to individual signs, and in the description are the timestamps for those individual signs. And you can forward those to your sun, moon and rising. Remember to check out all 3 because that is going to give you a better scope of what's coming up for you more personally this week coming. Okay, so let's start with those general energies and see what we have got. Okay, so the first card is the 6 of Cups. And that card has been wanting to come out. It slid off my lap just before we started this. And then it fell out. And I shuffled it back in. And then it came out again. So there's obviously a real clear 6 of Cups energy this week. Sorry, my dogs just started tip-tapping around, if that's what you can hear in the background. We then got the 7 of Swords. And the Justice card reversed. Okay, let's have a look here. So that 6 of Cups, which is the first one that flew out, that definitely wanted to be here today. We've got daisies growing out of a cup here. And then there's children who are just embracing those. They're exploring those daisies growing from the cup. And children don't really have that ability to judge, right? They're not born with it. It's something that they learn. And so as an adult seeing a daisy growing out of a cup, we think that's a bit weird. That doesn't belong there. There's something not right. Maybe it's cute, but we're still making a judgment in a sense. You know, it's not right. It's not where it's meant to grow. But children don't have that ability. They just explore and embrace and enjoy, which is exactly what they're doing in this picture. And so I think maybe collectively we're being asked to lean into not judging this week, but rather exploring things from that place of curiosity, that place of acceptance of what is, and just really trying to understand why, not why things have come to be or how they've came to be, but almost like what sits behind that. What's the curiosity aspect of why? I wonder why this person thinks or feels this way. I wonder why they behave this way. I wonder what sits behind it, rather than making that surface judgment. And I think that's what this is about, this energy. And then we've got the 7 of Swords. And when we look at the 7 of Swords here, you can see he's got 5 swords in his hand. And he's sneaking away, leaving those other 2 swords behind. And this really connects with that previous card, that 6 of Cups, because here he's kind of picking and choosing his battles. He's recognizing what he can carry, what he can handle, and what he just needs to leave behind, what's not worth getting involved in. And I feel like it's this. I feel like if some people are, maybe collectively, humanity's winding you up, or just someone or something's going on that involves your disgruntledness with people, maybe you need to lean into, well, how can I view that from their perspective? How can I view it more curiously? How can I try and figure out where that comes from? Also paired with, well, that means I don't need to argue with them. I don't need to get involved. I don't need to prove that they're wrong and that I'm right. And so it's really leaning into that energy of not having to prove anything, not having to win the fights, not having to get involved in everything, but perhaps stepping back and just asking yourself curiously, I wonder why. And I think that's the aspect and energy of this. And then we've got that Justice card. That came out in reverse. And so Justice is about, I mean, clues in the title. It's conclusions of things coming to a just conclusion. In the upright position, I'd say that it's stuff that's kind of outside of your control, in a sense of, you know, like legal matters or contracts or things that are happening that do really deeply impact you, but they are not necessarily within your control. You're at the mercy or the hands of other people. But I feel like in this reverse position, it's a little more in your control. Not in a sense of negotiating the outcome or seeing that justice be served, but more of a sense of You're in control about how you feel about it. You're in control about how that need for justice affects you. And because the truth is, we're not always going to get justice in everything. And if we think about the scenario of these kind of the other two cards that we've just discussed as well, if you are in a argumentative position, or a place where you want to prove your worth, or that you're right, or that you want to make sure that someone knows they're wrong, or you want their justice, you want them, you know, to get their comeuppance in a sense, maybe. You might not be privileged to that information, privy to that information. You might not ever see that justice happen, but that can be holding you back. That need for justice, that need for resolution, that need for that person to be put in their place, that might be holding you back. That might be what's stopping you moving forward, feeling better, releasing stress, letting go. All of that stuff might be holding you back, but you are in control of that. You're not in control of the outcome, but what you can do is lean into the trusting that the universe is taking care of it, right? That justice will be served in whatever way, shape, or form, karmically, in this lifetime, in another lifetime, in matters that you just aren't privy to. And I feel like you need to lean into that. This is a very passive general energies reading here, right? It's very much about leaning into acceptance, tolerance, stepping back, not getting involved, and letting go of expectation or results, right? So you're asking really to lean away from all of that stuff, just for your own sanity, your own calmness, your own peace, trying to let go of some of that stuff, that control aspect, that need to prove, to bring fairness, to see results. You know, let go of all of that, because all of that stuff is what's holding you back. Okay, sorry, it's a bit of a long general energies, but I really felt very strongly that that was an important message. Okay, so then we move on to our individual signs. So let's start with Taurus. Oh, hey, Taurus. I just knocked a bunch of cards over, as always, because you know me, I'm terrible at shuffling. All right, Taurus, you have got the Seven of Wands. Just keep doing the hard work. Like, it feels like a slog. It feels difficult at the moment. It feels like it's never going to end. But you're laying the foundations, the groundwork for a brighter, better future, for a future that's more in alignment for the things that you're trying to create and manifest. And so keep doing that work, keep laying the foundations. You've got to kind of hold the vision and just keep doing the do, because the hard work is really going to be worth it if you've got those strong foundations. You cannot skimp on the quality of your foundations right now. So keep putting in the legwork. All right, Virgo. You've got Three of Pentacles reversed, Virgo. And this is about you kind of stepping up, starting to take control of the things that are holding you back, the mindset that holds you back, the self-doubt, the fear, the worry, all of that stuff. It's time for you to step out of that and step up from that. And by that, I mean that only you can pull yourself out of this. Only you can take control to actively think better, feel better, do better, right? And so you're having to do that for yourself. You can't wait for somebody else to come in and kind of sweep you up and do that work for you. So you're taking control over your mindset and your mentality and your attitude, right, this week. So it's really very much about you being in control of that, to get yourself out of a place that you don't want to be. You know, perhaps things feel a bit dark or a bit heavy or a bit difficult. The only person that can get you out of that is you. All right, Capricorn. I am Capricorn rising, so let's see what we've got. We have got the Four of Swords. That came out reversed as well. So really it's time to rest and retreat at the moment, in a sense, meaning that like, you don't necessarily need to be out there at the forefront doing the work, fighting the battles, like front line. actually you're better back a bit. So stepping back, doing strategy, planning, getting stronger for the next battle, and just kind of holding back in a sense of the physical, so that maybe also learning from the past, like what things did and didn't work in the past, and pulling from that knowledge, that wisdom, that information, and those experiences, to create strategy for moving forward, for fighting the good fight, for trying to create and do and be the things that you want to create and do and be in the world. So yeah, that's good. So just real strategizing, holding back this week from the physical aspects of doing. Get your ducks in a row. That's a good phrase to kind of summarize that. All right, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, it's the end of battles for you right now. And if you've physically been going through stuff lately, like that's stopping. The new day is dawning. So you can see the fog lifting and the sun starting to come out, right? So that's that. And 10 is completion. So it's like the end of the physical challenges right now. And you're coming into that new season or that new day, where things are starting to feel a bit brighter, a bit more optimistic, a bit more like an exhale, like, oh, thank F that's over. You know, I feel like you're moving into that energy now. And then you can start dealing with the kind of aftermath. But the physical aspects of challenges for you are coming to an end. All right, Leo. Oh, the World card, Leo. Opportunities galore, I would say. Like, just really explorative opportunities for you, and I mean that in that kind of sense of you've got the whole world, so like go out and freaking use it. You know, perhaps it's time to start following up on dreams or visions or goals. You know, kind of letting particularly everything about those general energies, letting other people's views, opinions, thoughts, or anything that other people are trying to do to hold you back. Like, actually, if you can park, excuse me, park all that aside, actually that opens up the whole world for you. So I feel like it's like chasing your dreams time, getting over the fact that other people have those views and opinions, and then just kind of stepping out into the world and saying, well, actually, what do I want, and how can I go for it? And this is actually quite exciting to have those opportunities. All right, Aries. Aries, you've got the 10 of Swords in reverse. So you can see kind of getting towards the finish line here, looking a bit exhausted, but you can see the village is in sight in the back. So it's kind of the last hurdle. And again, 10 is completion. But I feel like it's for you, maybe it's that aspect of you haven't really known entirely what you want. And you start, like, you're doing bit by bit, you're like, oh, well, I would like this and maybe this, and this seems nice, but you kind of not, you've been doing all the work to try and really get clear on your vision of what you want for yourself and your life. And I feel like that is really starting to click into place now. Like, perhaps you started to get the whole picture now, whereas before it was just like jigsaw pieces and you weren't quite sure how everything fitted. I feel like the whole picture now is coming together for you. So you're really starting to understand what you want that finish line to look like. So it's kind of that of just really getting clear on your vision. Okay, Gemini. Ace of Wands, Gemini. Hey, that's nice. A hand coming out of the cloud with this wand, delivering you the things that you've been desperately trying to manifest or to bring into fruition. I feel like there's a readiness here with this Ace of Wands. Like a sense of you've been through all the stuff, and you kind of, you know what you wanted, and you've been trying to bring it into fruition for a long time, and you've been perhaps frustrated or held back, or the timing hasn't been right. But I feel like the universe is now ready and waiting to deliver. Like, now is the time. It hasn't happened before for a reason, because you weren't ready. And so now, like, you're starting to feel ready. You're starting to feel hopeful. You're starting to feel energetically aligned and vibrating on the right frequencies to attract the right things. And so I feel like the universe is now presenting, now delivering, because now is the right time. You would never have been ready before. So it's quite exciting for whatever that is this week. Aquarians, such as myself. What have we got? Oh, the King of Cups reversed. It's finding our calm within the chaos, right? So you can see this king up here on this throne, looking pretty peaceful, but that throne is floating around on very choppy water. So there is an aspect of finding calm within chaos. And I wonder if it's chaos with people around you, or a particular personal relationship or something going on, but definitely like that people energy and your response to people. How do you think about people, feel about people, connect with people? What are your frustrations, your limitations around people? Like, and how can you find calmness within that? How can you find your king throne, like your actual stability and authority over that? Because the truth is, you can't control people. And so I feel like you just need to really find your comfort and your calm amongst the chaotic world of people. Okay, Libra, the Five of Swords reversed, wands reversed. These guys are like fighting there with their wands, but they're not fighting with swords. They're just fighting with wands. They're not hurting anyone. It's just all a bit nonsense, really. In this reverse position, I kind of feel like maybe you're having an internal battle. Maybe you're having some self-doubt or some fear, or holding yourself back for some reason. But all of that stuff is just that negative committee that is in your head. And how much of that stuff is actually real and realistic and true, and true? What's the truth in all of that? Often we just wind ourselves up for no reason. And so I feel like it's that. It's like just really recognizing the voices in your head this week and understanding if they're there to serve a purpose or if they're there to hold you back. And there's a difference in those things. So yeah, just really understanding what's going on. Maybe trying to do some stuff around quieting the mind, maybe some more mindful practices or some kind of escapism practices, just to really get you out of your head that keeps telling you you can't, and perhaps more into reality where you realize that you can. Okay, Cancerians. Hold the line, Cancerians. I've dropped you on the floor. Right, you've got the Temperance card reversed. The Temperance card is really about harmonious balance, right? You can see them pouring from one cup to another. They're also on the land and the sea, or the water. And then there's the sun rising in the background above the mountain. And so really this is all very much about harmony, balance, peace. And in the reverse position, it's like, what can you do to really work on your harmony, balance, and peace this week? Like, what are the things that you can do that nurture you? So it's like a proper self-care week, I think, or just really understanding the importance of what that means for you. Like, what does proper balance look like for you? What does that feel like? What does nurturing all aspects of your life holistically feel like, look like, and maybe even set or create a plan for how you can then maintain that going forward. Because I really feel like that's how the sun rises above the mountain at the peak there. Like, how are you your best self when you're ultimately looking after yourself? So yeah, really looking at yourself from a holistic perspective. All right, Scorpio and Scorpio moon. So let's see what we've got. The Emperor reversed. All right, Emperor, a very wise man, someone who's been through a lot of stuff, also has a deep spiritual connection. But in this reverse position, like, I don't think it's someone else. I think it's you. Like, and these kind of steel boots here that he wears are really talking about like kind of solid foundations. I heard the term actually just this morning in another reading I was watching, doubling down. Like, really doubling down on your own beliefs, your own core values, your own system, your own way of doing things that serves you through your life, through your wisdom, through your experience, right? Not what anybody else tells you, but through you. And so really doubling down on yourself and saying, okay, if it's not in alignment, it's got to go. If it's not in my belief system or belongs with my experiences or is trying to get me where it's going to go, that I want to go, like, it's got to go. Don't listen to it. Just really hone in on your own values and experiences. All right, Pisces. Pisces, the Three of Swords. Oh, matters of the heart, Pisces. I don't know if stuff's going on for you at the moment where you just feel a bit cut deep, like a bit like I can't take any more. And I feel like that's this energy this week, right? And I don't mean that in like this really negative, horrible way. It's not like a doom and gloom aspect of this. You know, I feel like perhaps that's even just already been or has happened or is happening anyway. Life does get heavy, right? But this card is so good because what it shows you is that you've got strength within that heaviness, that every thing that cuts you deep is teaching you a lesson. It's changing your path in life. It's creating a new version of you, new goals, new experiences, new ambitions. Because everybody, like everyone, goes through hard stuff. But the best people, the very best people, do something with it. They understand its lesson. They don't sit in the boo-hoo. Yes, they go through stuff, they grieve, they do boo-hoo, but they don't live there. They know that that's a temporary experience. And then once that part is over, they have like an innate, inherent responsibility to go and do good or do better or recreate, recourse correct, like whatever it is, right? But this moment, this heaviness is happening for you for that reason, so that you can get better out of your life and you can do better with your life. So it's like really leaning into that, understanding why is this happening for you, and where's the magic and the power in that once the grieving subsides. Okay, well there we go. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week ahead. See you next time. Bye bye.